walked that way, but I haven't seen him since. I think they're walking the yard.
Okay, I'll talk to him. Thanks. All right. Just got to take a look at some stuff. Hmm, Try a little bit of that. All right, guys. So we got doing some larger bags, and we got a fresh roast of the Hawaiian. Try a little bit of our latest batch of white. Out of the honey, out of the OG. A lot of mosquitoes here. And got some new fancy white in. A little bit of extra fan. Here, what's up with these? All right, almost there, guys. Almost there. Oh, Sandy, how come you know how come these orders couldn't be filled? Or we just out of OG?
I think we're out of OG.
Okay. Okay, I'll have some in a few days. Thanks. Out of OG. Jeez, freaking mosquitoes, guys. A lot of mosquitoes. So some stuff from last week that was the OG can't be filled because we're out. Have some more probably in the next few days. And so thanks for bearing with me here. Setting up the giveaways. Yeah, these shipping prices. How's it going with everyone? How's it going with everyone today? How is it going with everybody? So remember, our orders maximum shipping price will be $12. So if you get past, if you win a giveaway, you've already gotten most. And here's my giveaway, guys. I'm pretty good, a little bit well rested. You know, I didn't drink my coffee yet. I always feel better when I don't drink coffee. I just got to dose it right, you know. I tend to drink way too much. LA traffic. Yep, I'm good, Brabble. And we got a giveaway, so go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna get another batch of honey. Hopefully that'll ship a little bit better. Just always playing catch up here. But we got a giveaway, guys, and we're back at the farm. Man, did a good job cleaning. Back at the farm here. See if I can get a better looking spot for you guys. One double shot. Yep, it all comes down to self-restriction, doesn't it? Self-restriction is the only way. I drink a lot of tea though, but coffee's got something else in it. Oops, sorry. I hope you weren't down there. Okay. I almost threw some water on somebody. All right. Just getting the show started here. And you guys have a chance. Let's see, what do we have new today? We got a new roast of white Hawaiian. We got some light, medium, and dark, freshly roasted. We're out of OG again. OG seems to just be very popular because it's so cheap. You got Metastic. How you guys doing? I'm barely using any grounds. Usually I fill this entire funnel with grounds, but it just can't do it anymore. Should have some more tomorrow. So I'm a little bit backed up on the OG orders. So if you guys ordered some last week, you're not gonna get it shipped out till maybe tomorrow or the day after. White coffee, I can't stay away from it. But every time I drink it, I regret it. But that's how addiction is. It's like hanging out with my wife every time. Every time I hang out, I regret it. But then when I don't hang out, I don't hang out, I miss her. That's the trouble with addiction, isn't it? Ah, such is life. A lot of times I think life, we're hanging out with the people who, well, the way I look at it, could be drinking worse. It's the way I'm looking at it now is this is my last time with my wife. I'm not gonna be spending any time with her in the afterlife. How would I feel if these are the last years with my wife, and because we're not meant to spend time together in the afterlife. And I thought about it and I said, man, that's really sad. I'm gonna be spending this is it. These last 50 years, this is it. After that, I'm never gonna see her again. I better how would I feel if that was the case? and I but then when I hung out with her, oh god, I don't want to hang out with her again. She's so annoying. Always complaining. Jesus. A lot of mosquitoes today too. It's about to rain. So yeah, so we're talking about 100% Kona coffee and Hawaiian coffee today. This is coffee that's all grown on the big island of Hawaii. We're coming at you live from the farm in South Kona, and this coffee is going to be sweet, smooth, almost no bitterness, no sourness at all. The reason for it is that we don't have any, or we pick the coffee overripe, but wait for the coffee to come deep red, purple, or brown before taking it off the trees. And so, thanks for doing all that cleaning. So it's just way more ripe. When will we have some honey? I haven't ordered any. I'm still debating whether I should sell honey to you guys because so many of those bottles broke last time, and then I can tell you guys are mad at me. Even though it's not my fault, you're still mad at me. And I'm just like, do I really want to sell something that makes people mad at me? So I'm still debating whether to have that honey available for you. MF Duck, how you doing? Here's a dark sampler, just roasted on Saturday. So that's our freshest coffee. Is the stuff roasted on Saturday? Give me one sec, guys. And so, did you guys drink any coffee today? I'm getting ready to try my latest batch of white coffee. It's a white Hawaiian. And the white coffee, nice, Quincy. You said you had the OG and it was good. OG is the best deal, I guess, but I don't get that much of it. So this other guy tried to sell me OG and it was disgusting. So it's a very variable quality. It depends on, I found my guys. I got some videos of the mill going up so you can see it's an industrial process. The mill itself, if you don't have a good mill, if you're trying to mill it on your own, it's like you're not going to get good coffee. So really, a lot of it comes down to the milling, and this 270 is actually just to help you. You can sleep on it. I can't sleep on this coffee, MF Duck. Every time I drink the white coffee, I regret it because I don't sleep. Everything just goes wrong when I drink the white coffee. It's like when I hang out with my wife, but I still do it. I still do it every day. Still do it every day. One thing I find when I drink the white coffee is I need to make sure I eat. That's another. Oh my god! And there's coffee everywhere. So annoying. So yeah. So the white coffee. If you guys wondering what white coffee is, it's coffee that was roasted so light that it's still raw. So it's only roasted to 250 degrees. I mean 350 degrees, whereas most coffee is actually roasted to 450 degrees. 350 is a full 100 degrees lighter than other coffees. So we're really roasting this coffee light. Some of you are going to love it, some of you aren't going to like it. Like my wife, she hates white coffee. Yeah, they do get annoying. You like the white coffee, Cricket? Whereas the dark coffee, the one I got pinned here, this is the one that is the one you want to start with, right? This is the one that is going to be it's going to be a lot sweeter. The sweetest of all our coffees, the coffee that tastes like coffee. So a lot of our the white roast doesn't even taste like coffee, whereas our white coffee doesn't the white coffee doesn't taste like coffee, whereas the dark roast is just this really sweet. Should have been ready at 10 a.m. Okay. 2-year-old green bean, depending on how you stored it. You know, green beans can get moldy, and then that's where your jitters comes from. So depending on how you stored it, it should be okay, right? But there's no guarantee. It really depends on how you stored it. You got dark Hawaiian. Hope you enjoy it. We're using a different system to send out our coffee now. And yeah, so the dark coffee, if you've never tried our coffee before, this is the one that I suggest you get. Get it as a sampler, get a 12-ounce bag. It's going to be sweet, smooth. There's going to be no bitterness, no sourness. This coffee is all picked by hand. It's never sprayed with any chemical pesticides. We're only using naturally occurring soil funguses and soil bacterias. And that's the biggest reason why this coffee won't give you the jitters. The coffee will not give you acid reflux because of how ripe the coffee is, right? We pick the coffee overripe. We're waiting for the coffee to come deep red, purple, or brown before taking it off the tree. So the coffee tree can look like Skittles when it's ripening. It's got every color of the rainbow, right? It's got the yellow, the green. It really looks like Skittles. And it could be a little bit off-putting how it looks. It makes the coffee tree look kind of unhealthy, actually. But you kind of got to let them ripen in rounds. Coffee is like any other fruit, and like any fruit, if you pick a fruit too early, it's going to be sour and bitter. If you pick a fruit nice and ripe, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be overripe, and Umar. Hey, Umar, is your last name is Young? Are you like related to Brigham Young? I had to ask. I had to ask. I don't understand. You got Mark Young's got two. Flying Spaghetti Monster. Hey, Iron Sword, they already gave you the refund, so that order's done. Nothing we can do about it. right. Flying spaghetti monsters. So this is our dark Hawaiian coffee. This coffee, the dark roast, tastes like a freshly toasted caramel. I think that's really the best way to describe it. Or a marshmallow that's been, you light it on fire and then you blow it out, and then you got that toasted, kind of crispy crust on the outside, and it smells like this toasted, burned, slightly burned, not really burned, but toasted caramel with sugar. That's what the dark Hawaiian comes out of the roaster smelling like. You do want to drink the dark Hawaiian pretty quickly within a month, otherwise it loses its freshly toasted flavor. Darker roast will go bad faster. So if you're not going to drink it within a month, you should throw it in the freezer and then it'll retain that freshly roasted flavor for a little bit longer, for up to a year actually, for a lot longer. And so that's what, there's always, you probably always hear this debate like, don't put your coffee in the freezer. You should put your coffee in the freezer. If you're like an ultra connoisseur, if you're like, trying to do cupping, if you're trying to cup the coffee, if you're like only drink freshly roasted coffee, then definitely you should not throw it in the freezer. You should basically drink the coffee right away. And you should only be drinking coffee that's like less than a like a week old. You only got a week to drink that coffee. That's like pristine, perfect coffee, right? If you're a normal person, you've already been drinking coffee that's 6 months old, 12 months old, a year old, and in that case, you should be throwing your coffee in the freezer because when you throw your coffee in the freezer, it retains 90% of the freshness, and so you do lose that 10%, right? But if you leave it out for a month, you lose 50% of the freshness. It completely changes flavor. And so it's better to lose that 10% and be able to keep it for a year than to lose 50% and Jesus, so many mosquitoes. Than to lose 50% of the coffee and, just understand why I got all these doubles. Yeah, so that's what it comes down to. That is what it comes down to, if that makes sense. All right. What else should we run? Gotta save the dark then, drinking more of the white. You gotta throw the dark into, yeah, you gotta throw the dark into the freezer, definitely. All right, so that is our dark sampler. Just gonna remove the things that I ran from the show, and then if you want me to run them again, I'll run them again. I'm gonna do next item. I don't have the OG. What do we have next? Next item I will run for you guys is, how about a medium Hawaiian? So the medium Hawaiian also just roasted over the weekend. This one is got this chocolate covered raisin flavor to it. So it's almost like a Nutella is how I describe it. Almost like a Nutella. It's gonna leave your mouth a little bit fruity, but still has that nice bold flavor. Yeah, Celtic. I'll take care of that next time. I'll send you out another bundle. Do you remember what it was? It was two white Hawaiians, two white extra fancies. Is that what it was? Some of the bundles got messed up. I'm not doing any more bundles either. Just gonna keep it simple. Yeah, I'll get that to you. And the medium coffee is the first one where you really get to taste the fact that this is a specialty coffee, right? As your coffee with single origin coffee that comes from a region that's handpicked when it's when it has this active volcano like we do, that's considered a specialty coffee. And with a specialty coffee, you tend to want to roast it lighter. If you don't roast it light enough, you don't really get the the flavors of the region. That's what it's called. That some people are looking for. Although that said, our people are also like, so is it a waste to get the dark roast? Not at all, because our dark roast is so sweet. So you don't taste the fruitiness, but I mean, it's just so sweet, smooth. It's just caramel flavors and rich. It's the sweetest of all our coffees. Whereas the medium roast, you get this fruitiness to it. Uh, Fruitiness like a really like a candied cherry or a raisin. It just leaves this nice raisin flavor in your mouth. So put another one of these, and then I'll move on to the next item. So this is our medium Hawaiian, and it's medium roast used to be our most popular. It's the most flavorful. You get the boldness of a dark roast, and you get the sweetness and the fruitiness of a lighter roast. Tiny bit stronger than your dark, but I mean, in terms of the buzz it gives you, but it's not gonna make you be jumping off the walls like the light roast. I'm also so we got $12 maximum shipping per show here, and so take advantage of that. If you get past the $12 shipping, I'm covering the rest of the shipping. So the medium roast, just a very flavorful, sweet. Really reminds me of a chocolate covered raisin. You got it. Thanks, Dad's Man Cave. Appreciate you sharing that with the rest everyone else. There's nothing like having somebody else say that the coffee's good. I could sit here all day and tell you the coffee's good, but why would you believe me? Why would you believe me? Oh, looks like you shouldn't believe anyone. You got to try it yourself. And so this is our medium coffee, medium Hawaiian, higher grade than the OG. This is all Kona coffee, guys. This isn't just Hawaiian coffee. This is coffee grown in Kona. There are a lot of other Hawaiian coffees. None of them are going to be as good as this. The Kona just has higher standards, way higher standards than coffee from anywhere else, even in Hawaii, let alone outside of Hawaii. The coffee has to be handpicked. Um, it has to be above a certain bean size. It has to have less than a certain thresholds of defects. And so our coffee is very, very clean coffee as well. All right. What's next? So we did our medium Hawaiian. Next one, we'll do a white Hawaiian. The white Hawaiian is the one that I'm drinking today. It it's like an energy drink. It tastes like a sweet corn tea. It doesn't taste like coffee. It's roasted. I might Iron Sword. I don't know if I'm gonna do the the. I don't know if I'm gonna do the honeys anymore because about half of those jars broke. So I might. But it's too many problems with it. I don't know if I'm gonna do the honey anymore. M. Rogers, so Mr. Rogers, this is the the white Hawaiian coffee. Oh, I did a $1 star on that. Sorry, guys. Maybe I should do $1 starts. And the white Hawaiian tastes like a freshly toasted corn. It's much sweeter, I think, than other white coffees. Although I haven't had too much experience with other white coffees. No, they're not scamming me. I know they broke. People here are pretty honest. And we had another packer doing some of this stuff too. So some of you guys got it packed well, and then other people are not packing it well. It's tough to do things consistently in Hawaii. Even no matter what I get, it's a matter of getting the people who are packing it to pack it right. And we keep how we have so much turnover. It's just depending on who you got to pack it. That's the way it is, guys. That's the way it is. So, all right, let's do a sudden death on this white coffee here. Another 2 ounce bag, 2 ounce bag. Yeah, see, 2 ounce bag of the white coffee. And I'm not here, I'm not here to watch things. Otherwise, I just do everything. I'm like here some of the times. I'm not here all the time. So you got to be at the business. It's rough. Yeah. Yeah. No, people aren't lying on here. It's a small community. All right. So the white Hawaiian gives you a buzz. Tastes like a corn tea. Has a little peanut butter to it. It's grainy and it gets you flying. I'm gonna see what it does to me. A lot of times I drink this white coffee and now I'm gonna start rambling. I'm gonna start talking my mouth out about my grievances. This one has twice the caffeine content as other coffees, the white coffee. 2 times the caffeine content, but that's not what makes white coffee amazing. It's actually something else in the coffee called trigonylene. When you roast trigonylene, so trigonylene is another alkaloid. Alkaloids are things like this one, the white coffee is by far the strongest. It doesn't taste like coffee, but it's by far the strongest. Like it's crazy strong. So it affects you completely differently than other coffee. It's like drinking 10 cups of coffee. It's so strong that you feel it like in your body. Your body starts tingling. Like it's got stuff in it that other coffees don't have. And it's kind of awesome at first, but it's easy to get addicted to it. Yeah, here it is. So it is definitely easy to get addicted to it, and I urge moderation when you drink this coffee. Although it's kind of awesome too that coffee can do that. And all it is that we're roasting the coffee so light that all of the everything in the coffee is still intact. All of the antioxidants, all of the alkaloids. The key is the alkaloids, right? Thanks for picking that up, Quincy. And remember, you got $12 shipping. So once you get past that first item, better to get everything in one show than to break up the shows. But yeah, it's that trigonylene. So alkaloids, there are alkaloids in coffee, right? There's caffeine. Caffeine is an alkaloid. Um, and then there's this other compound in coffee called trigonylene. You can look that up. And trigonylene is almost like a miracle drug. It's people are actually extracting it out of fenugreek and green coffee and selling it to you as a supplement. But it's actually 1 to 3% of green coffee. And trigonylene is like it's good for your joints, it's good for your muscles. I noticed like my muscles since I've been eating again, they're getting big just from the trigonylene. Like my forearms are like massive. Sometimes you don't notice it, but I don't know if it's just the mirror, but like whatever's going on with that trigonylene, like my forearms are just massive since last I checked, and I thought I lost a lot of weight, but something about that trigonylene gets you strong, and so so the trigonylene just gets you flying. I could run bigger bags if you guys want. If you don't want to just get these, although the 2 ounce bags, you can freeze them and use them as you need them. So that's up to you guys. But I could run a larger bag if you guys want. I haven't right? I haven't been doing anything. All I've been doing is eating beans, and for whatever reason, and drinking white coffee. And so, white coffee actually prevents muscle wasting. That's another awesome thing about white coffee. It prevents muscle wasting. So as you get older, your muscles become weaker, partly due to the loss of this thing called NAD. And white coffee is actually an NAD precursor. So it gets your body just jacked. And so I've been lifting a lot of coffee, like mail bags full of coffee, 100-pound bags, which I got a deadlift for green coffee. So that keeps me in shape. Um, let's do a $1 start on this 12-ounce bag of white coffee, Hawaiian grade. The difference in grades, the Hawaiian coffee, the beans can be ugly. They're kind of all over the place. So, uh, but yeah, this is a 12-ounce bag. Retails for $35. Excuse me. No one really does the white coffee, so even saying how it retails, you can't even find this stuff. And this was just roasted on Saturday. So also very, very fresh. Still has that freshly toasted flavor to it. Wow, 12 ounces for 17. All right, that's not. I'll run these 12 ounces for 23 if you guys want them, but 17 is a little bit too low. So white coffee, don't need much of it. You don't need much of the white coffee at all. But it prevents muscle wasting. It's actually really good for your skin. It prevents melanin form. I can't even say it, melanin formation, the darkening of the skin. So like it's better for your skin than kojic acid. That's like a cosmetic thing that everyone's using. Oh, this is a 3-pounder. Damn, 3-pounder, guys. Oh, I screwed that one up. Well, you got a great deal there. Not even paying attention today. Let's do a medium Hawaiian. Damn. Well, I'm glad someone was paying attention. That actually happens with me a lot. So you guys stay sharp. You never know the kind of deals you're going to get on this show. Mainly just because I wasn't paying attention. Here's a 12-ounce bag of the medium, $1 start. So the medium Hawaiian again. This is the sweetest and kind of the boldest. Combines boldness with sweetness, right? Typically, your dark roast doesn't have the fruitiness of your medium roast, so you get this full. And if we get this above 20, I'll run it again. Otherwise, this will be my last bag. I can't afford to let these go for less than 20 bucks. And a pound of this coffee, 10 to $15 alone goes to our picker. That doesn't even pay for the fertilizer or anything like that. So we definitely uh, the coffee is expensive. Bottom line, it's an expensive coffee. It's all grown in the U.S. We pick all this coffee by hand. This coffee was never sprayed with any chemical pesticides. It's grown on small 6-acre farms. Thanks for the raid. Awesome, mom. Thank mom 5257. Thanks for the raid. Give mom 5257 a follow. I'm not sure. You can tell us a little bit about what you do. I'm always interested in what people have to sell. I found a really good jerky shop. I was excited about that. So I've been buying a lot of beef jerky. Loungefly. All right. So this is another bag of our medium Hawaiian. And I've been getting it from jerky.com. Yay. Grandchild. I feel like I treat my daughter like she's my granddaughter. Just all I do is play with her and hang out with her, and she gets everything she wants. I take her shopping every day. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I decided Big Island. Yep, sorry about that. We're on the Big Island of Hawaii. We got an active volcano here. This volcano is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients, makes our beans grow larger than beans from anywhere else in the world. and the coffee here is going to be way sweeter and smoother than coffee from other regions because of how we pick the coffee. I'm going to do another 12-ounce bag, 2-ounce bag of the white coffee if you guys want that buzz. Nice Oahu. I'm going to go over to Oahu in a few weeks for a day. It's fun to be in Oahu for a day here and there. Wouldn't want to live there though. No offense. I don't even like going to Kona town. You like that white coffee? The white coffee. Oop, $1 start on the white. Sorry, guys. $1 start on the white coffee. This is me not paying attention again. And again, the white coffee, really good. Really good for your buzz. Really good for your muscles. Good for, uh, I guess, appetite control. You don't really need to. You don't want to eat. You got to force yourself to eat. It makes you want to eat vegetables, which is kind of different. I don't really think this is our whole bean coffee here for the givvies. I don't really think we talk smack about each other. I don't really hear that. You don't really hear people going, "Oh, those Oahu people." Yeah, it's not like New York City where like different neighborhoods talk smack about each other. Um, I don't even really think about the other islands, honestly. I just kind of once in a while, I'm just like, "Oh, I want to get out there because they got all this shopping. I just want to go shopping." So very little smack, but I'm not native either, so I don't know. I don't really talk to that many people. I'm too busy. I'm too busy running around the island chasing my wife down. But I do. I treat my daughter like she's my granddaughter. All I do is hang out with her, and I'm originally from New Jersey. Originally from New Jersey. So, if you guys want to talk smack about New Jersey, now I got a lot to say. You don't know anything about the world until you grow up in New Jersey. I was doing a lot of reasons, but the happy one is I was testing out technology. I've invented something which converts air into nitrogen fertilizer, just like and you're in Hawaii too, nice. And so I was able to convert air into nitrogen fertilizer. Here's another $1 start on that. So Hawaii seemed like a great place to test out the technology. They had all these planted coffee farms, and so I thought it'd be a great idea to test it here. It turned out not to be a great idea um because it makes the weeds grow like crazy. Yeah. All right, no more takers on the white coffee. Yeah, it makes the weeds grow like crazy, and so it actually made my weed whacking job way harder. We have like the most weeds out of any farm. So, but stuck around because I don't like being around the mainland. Kind of scares me now. Yeah, so now we just turns out I'm better at talking and selling things than I am about. I'm really good at weed whacking actually. Yeah, for a long time I did the whole farm myself, and we had the thickest weeds, and I just like trying to keep the weeds down. So I'm really good at weed whacking. Everyone usually you get as you get older, you get one skill, right? Right? Some people are awesome at pottery. So to be really good at weed smoking too, but weed Sorry, guys. I gotta close all my windows. How about now? How about now? Are we better? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. You're good at weed smoking. Yeah, I was good at weed eating. I could eat a quarter ounce of weed every single day. That's what I was doing. I gotta reset my feed, guys. I'll be right back. All right. I used to eat a quarter ounce of weed every day, but I don't do that anymore. My wife says I'm not allowed, and and I don't really need it anymore. I was really afraid that when I stopped smoking weed, I'd stop being crazy, but it turns out I get crazier. So I don't need the weed. I'm already crazy. But for a long time, I was really afraid. Like, what's gonna happen if I stop smoking weed? Am I gonna stop being crazy? Because I really like being crazy. Like, I don't know what I'd do with my life if I wasn't crazy. And turns out I don't need weed to be crazy. So okay, what should we sell next? What do you guys want to buy next? Do we still have a giveaway going? I guess we do. All right, let's see. What do we have? Man, I gave up 3 pounds of that white coffee. You guys missed it. It's 3 pounds of white coffee for. I'm okay. The next item I got is a 2 ounce of the Kona Estate. So this is 100% Kona coffee. This is a dark estate sampler. This coffee is a higher grade of our coffee. It's denser than the Hawaiian coffees. In practice, it's less than 1% defect, so it's a really nice coffee. The estate coffee normally goes for $70 a pound. So if you're wondering what the difference in grades are, you can kind of compare. And this should be like $6 or $7. So if we're not getting up to $6 or $7, I'll just run it at $6. You don't have to feel bad if you get deals here, because I that's why you're here, right? It's to get the deals. All right, $4. Let's see if we can do this a little bit better. There's a recall. I heard. When I drank that powder, I got inflamed. So I don't drink that stuff. I got really inflamed that night because it's got all sorts of lactobacillus in it too, and that stuff's actually not good for you. So originally, right, the probiotics that we think of, like lactobacillus and acidophilus, that stuff was there to prevent us from farting. But the the hydrogen gas is actually an anti-inflammatory. So you actually want to fart. And if you kill the bacteria that makes you fart, sure, you stop farting, but you actually start dying. So it's a kind of backwards. You got to think, like, all of this science that happened before the 80s, that was done by people who were lead poisoned, right? Never really think of that. They were all lead poisoned. So the more you think about it, the more it becomes apparent that people were kind of, all that science was kind of retarded. And then if you question it, oh, you're crazy. It's just like, oh my God, that's just more lead poisoning. This is all of our knowledge is built by people who are lead poisoned for generations. No, I'm just rambling. Now I drank the white coffee, guys. I'm sorry. So this is our dark Kona Estate. This coffee is the estate grade coffee. Estate grade means it combines the top four grades of coffee. Um, I'll do one more $1 start. So this is a 2 ounce sample of the higher grade of our coffee. It's 100% Kona. It's a Kona coffee. Kona coffee is considered the world's best coffee. It's extremely sweet, no bitterness, no sourness, just just a smooth sweetness. And if you guys haven't had our coffee before, if you guys drink coffee and every time you drink coffee your stomach hurts, this coffee will not hurt your stomach. And the reason for that is because our coffee is picked overripe. We wait for the coffee to come deep red, purple, or brown before taking it off the trees. And when you wait for that long for coffee to ripen on the tree, it's like any other fruit. It's like waiting for um, it's just like any other fruit. All right, you guys didn't really buy any of that. I've got an 8 ounce bag of the dark estate still on sale here. I'll do it for $21. We're starting to run out of it, so got to ration a little bit. So this is an 8 ounce bag. This if you go online and look up Estate Kona coffee, you might see a few bags for 40 bucks, but most of them is going to be 60, 70, 80 bucks a pound. So this is coming direct from the farm. We can every time coffee changes hands, you got to jack up the price, and that's just the unfortunate reality of it. Just the overhead in coffee is a lot. And I'm lucky that our house is just an old farmhouse. I do as much of the work as I can myself, and everything else I'm outsourcing to people who have the equipment, but they're not necessarily needing to pay overhead. So that's why I can keep these prices low. I'm also Chinese, so I operate on thin margins. I'm also racist. I'm not racist. I'm not. I just say racist things about myself. That's okay, right? It's not okay. It's not okay. Even saying it about yourself is not okay these days. Now I'm old enough to start saying these days. So, anyway. So I'm trying not to even say racist things about myself. Just don't do it. You're not allowed to have fun anymore. People are watching. They're watching and they're waiting. They want to get you, but you're not going to get me. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. You're not going to get me. I know how it works. I'm not China. There you go again. All right, guys. So this is the Estate Kona dark roast. No takers on this. I'll do $1 star on this one. So this is an 8 ounce bag of the Estate Dark, and this one tastes like it's awesome for espresso, cold brew. The better the bean, the longer the cold brew will last too, because the bean itself is like sealed off from the surroundings, so it doesn't get oxidized, and so the brew that comes out is a lot cleaner and stays fresher for a long time. Coffee is fermented, something we don't think about. So all coffee has a lot of microorganisms in it. And so the more defects are in the bean, the more microorganisms will be in there, yeast and bacteria. So the estate coffee, the beans are pristine. And and so that's the main difference between this grade of coffee and the Hawaiian and the off grade and things like that. It's just a pristine bean. A lot of you guys, when you drink coffee, you probably notice your mouth kind of gets sticky and moldy, even moldy, like that weird saccharine flavor of mold. And you're wondering, is that mold? It's mold. I know we don't want to think about it, but it's mold. And so you got to remember that you get what you pay for. Our coffee is more expensive because of how we pick the coffee, how we pay our pickers. I'll do one more of these. We pay our pickers by the pound, but we're paying people 100 times more to pick this coffee. So we're literally paying people 15 and a pound of this coffee. We're paying people 15 bucks. So, and whereas in a place like Honduras, people are getting paid 10 cents. So we're paying people 100 times more to pick this coffee. As a result of that, the coffee that we pick is way more ripe. So it doesn't have that unripe banana taste to it. That starchiness that you get when you eat an unripe banana, that's the same starchiness you're getting when you drink coffee. So our coffee is picked overripe. It's like letting a banana turn brown or apple turn brown. Just the ripest coffee you can get. And that's why our coffee is so much sweeter. That's why our coffee isn't going to give you acid reflux. That's why our coffee doesn't give you indigestion. It just comes down to how ripe it is. All right, I'm gonna move on. $17, kind of low. Um, I got 2 pounds of a dark extra fancy. This is a true extra fancy, like really, really big beans. So I don't have much of this, so if you want, I'm not gonna do a $1 start on it. It's extra fancy is hard to come by right now. Sometimes easy to get, but this is like 19 screen or above, so these are the massive ones. Even bigger than 19 screens. A lot of 20 screen coffee. We don't even have a 20 screen, but these are just the biggest beans that we can get. And sometimes our extra fancy is just like all 19 screen, but this is like well above 19 screen, so a little bit different. And the extra fancy beans will be kind of nutty. So it's a little bit just way more I guess mm, way more oils, way more nuttiness, way smoother. It's the bigger beans just retain the flavors better. So I'll give you guys a sample pack here. $9 for 2 ounces. I know it's expensive, but if you want to try the best stuff, this is the best of the coffee that we have. This and the pea berry. Those two are, I guess, comparable in grades. What does 2 pounds look like? That's a good question. I gotta go downstairs. This is what 12 ounces looks like. So 2 pounds is three, basically three of these, two and a half of these. So you're getting two and a half of these, but this is only a 2 ounce sampler now. I'm like a couch potato right now. I don't want to even get up out of my chair. So I would show you. Maybe I'll show you later. Right now, I don't even want to get out of my chair. I'm on a roll here. I got to enter each of your tracking codes manually into whatnot to get the shipping price that I'm giving you guys because for some reason they didn't negotiate a good shipping price for you guys for Hawaii. So like it's like $18 for shipping, and then they keep on charging you. So it's kind of crazy. So I decided, all right, I'm gonna do a little bit more work. Maybe it'll even help me stay focused on talking about the coffee. Because usually I don't even talk about the coffee, right? I'm just rambling, and no one wants to buy anything when you do that. I'll give you guys a $1 start on this 2 ounce sample, just to give you an idea, all right, of what we're talking about with the extra fancy beans here. So this is a good example of extra fancy bean. There's actually bigger ones than this. And then let me find it here. And this is an example of a regular bean. Sometimes even a prime estate bean. Even the estate coffees tend to be kind of smaller. So the 19 screen, the 20 screen coffee, these are just the biggest coffees. Do you see this? This is the extra fancy. This is regular coffee. Even this is actually going to be bigger than some of the coffee you guys are getting in the store, but this is the extra fancy here. So it's just ridiculously large beans. I know, I'm a couch potato. I never went to the beach. Yeah, I'm not a beach person. So I'm like a $3. No bitters today. All right. You got that for less than the uh Hawaiian coffee. Sometimes this platform is just irrational. But you get to try that. So Enjoy that coffee. Hey, doggone, send me a refund request on that honey. I'm sorry about that. That's been happening to a decent amount of people. So I will refund you. If you can put, the jar broke, item arrived damaged, I can refund you on that fully. I apologize for that. The beach is too sunny for me. Yeah, everyone, a lot of, yeah, it just, I don't know, those big bottles with the wide lids weren't working out either. They're kind of the lids where you screw them too tight and they become loose again. So I haven't figured out a good way to fix that. So I'm probably not going to sell honey for a while. But if I figure it out, I will put them back. Yeah, originally they were giving me this better bottle, and that shipped really well. Almost everyone got their honey intact, and then they gave me another batch where they gave me different lids, and those lids, you know, even if the bottle didn't break, the lid slid open, so it was a problem. So I'm probably not going to do it. Not worth the risk and the agitation and the extra work. It's too much work. Minimize my work. I'm trying to minimize my work here. All right, what should we sell? You guys got any requests? I'll do another giveaway. What should we sell, guys? You guys didn't really want. We got a dark natural. The dark natural is fruity. It's it's an estate grade as well, so it's nicer beans. It's dried in its fruit skin. So it's very different. Most coffee you actually pulp it and then you ferment it in a tub of water. And that eats away the sugar. It gets rid of the fruitiness. Didn't break, just like, yeah, I'm sorry guys. Yeah, I'm upset about that. So the coffee's dried in its fruit skin. Look at all that shipping complete. That looks great. All right. Let's see where we're at. I don't think we really sold that much today. Yep. What shall we do? I'm doing 3 pounds of dark estate for $100. So this is the best deal. Less than $40, like less than $35 a pound. So if you want to get 3 pounds of the estate dark, I'll do these for $100 right now. I don't know how long it's gonna be like this, but right now it's okay. The white coffee is really cool because when you drink it, you ever have you ever eat a painkiller and like your muscles start to get itchy where it was either in pain or numb? That's how I feel when I drink the white coffee. It's not a painkiller, but it gives you that weird itchiness. Now it's like I have this place in my knee that I know it's like it's like kind of numb and it's kind of in pain. And then when I drink the white coffee, it gets itchy. So it's methylated niacin, but it's not that itchiness in the skin, right? That's so methylated niacin doesn't give you the itchiness because the niacin gives you the itchiness because it's trying to methylate itself. It's trying to get the methyl groups out of your body so it can use it, so your body can use it. Whereas um, methylated niacin isn't technically niacin. That's why you don't see vitamin B3 in in coffee. It doesn't show vitamin B3. What is this? What the hell? Yeah, so that's why you don't see vitamin B3 listed on coffee because it's actually what our body turns vitamin B3 into, interestingly enough, right? So we got a bag of the white. I'll give you 2 pounds of the white fancy. These are the flawless white coffee beans. Let me see if I have some to show you. Flawless. Looks awesome. Perfect beans. So this is 2 pounds of the white fancy. Can't go any lower than that, unfortunately. And so this is the flawless white coffee. The Hawaiian white coffee can be kind of ugly. These are the flawless beans. Flawless beans, a little bit smoother energy, but almost the same. But it is the higher grade of our white coffee. And this is the coffee that just goes to your muscles and just makes you feel good. It makes all my joints start cracking. I want to start stretching. It prevents your muscles from wasting, all sorts of good stuff. If you drink too much of it, you kind of feel like you're a little bit high, which is not really a great thing. I used to think it was a good thing, but I think it kind of not a great thing. All right. 2 pounds of white fancy, that's done. 3 pounds of 2 pounds of Kona. Oh, 2 pounds of the white. I'm not selling you the extra fancy Kona. I'll do a $1 start on this dark natural estate sample here. So if you guys want a sample of the natural estate, again, this is dried in its fruit skin, and so it makes the dark coffee almost taste like a wine. It's got this fermented, almost like a liqueur flavor to it. Kind of interesting. So I don't have too much of this natural, so I don't know if I'm going to do it again. I tend to only want to sell stuff that sells, and otherwise the coffee just doesn't move as quickly. But I might do it again. I don't know. Uh, It's also like the natural coffee quality can vary a lot. So there's a lot of quality control issues that I have to deal with. That's sort of the biggest challenge of keeping the coffee consistent. Even the same farmer, he can have one batch that's really good and the one batch that kind of sucks. And so you buy a good batch, and then the next batch is not good, and you're just like, what? You gotta keep an eye on the size of the beans. Some people tell you it's extra fancy, and then it's not extra fancy. It's like the stock market here. When you buy one of these farms, it's almost like buying a seat at the stock market. And now you can buy and sell the coffee, but you're still gonna get ripped off. And there's a like this one farmer tried to sell me a bunch of his estate coffee, and when I drank it, it didn't taste like Kona coffee. It didn't smell like Kona coffee. So I don't know. Maybe he's not selling Kona coffee, or maybe he doesn't know how to grow the coffee. I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff like that. And it's unfortunate, these days there's a lot of people claiming they have Kona coffee, and then when you taste it, it doesn't taste like Kona coffee. And I talk to people in Oahu, and I talk to people who are like coffee connoisseurs are like, oh, the Kona coffee's not even worth it. It doesn't even, there's nothing special about it. It's all hype. And then they drink our Hawaiian coffee, like, wow, this is amazing coffee. What is this? And I'm like, this is Hawaiian coffee. This is the lower grade of the Kona coffee. And you told me Kona coffee sucks, but you're having a great time with this Hawaiian coffee. So it's 650 small farms. I could probably get it wholesale, but they're not even using Hawaiian mac nuts. So I feel like, and there's other sellers on here that are selling that, and I don't. Hawaii's really small too, so I'm always very careful about stepping on other people's toes. It's very, very small, so yeah, I am very careful about stepping on other people's toes and selling stuff that other people have a feel that it's theirs. I've learned that's how you wander off into the forest and disappear. Everyone looks at everything as really high stakes. You know how we hear about all those scientists who do spaceships, and they're getting, people think they're getting murdered. I don't think they're getting murdered. I think there's the same thing that happens to you when you first start trying to sell Kona coffee. All the different local mobs who think coffee belongs to them, they come and they invade your home. They try to, you know, break up your marriage. They try to drug you at the bar, at the takeout, and then now you're alone. Now every time you go out to eat, you're getting hit with LSD, and eventually just wander off into the forest. Most people don't, but a few people who are mentally ill to begin with, don't have experience with drugs, they go wander off into the forest and they disappear. They got all sorts of weird thoughts. They're already weird because they're already working on spaceships. And so they were probably already weird. Same thing with all those people who invent stuff. The guy who invented the water engine. I knew a guy, actually. I knew a guy who invented, and I know this because people did it to me, and I was taking drug tests. Because I'm like a human drug detector. So I was like, wait a second. Every time I hang out with you, it feels like I ate some ecstasy. So let me take a drug test, and well, lo and behold, ecstasy. Other times it was like every time you give me a hug, I feel like I get dizzy, like I took a painkiller. Well, fentanyl. And then my wife doesn't believe me. She's like, oh, why doesn't see this is the white coffee talking now, guys. We'll do one more of this dark natural and do the next item. She's like, oh, why would anyone waste drugs on you like that? Drugs are expensive. Like drugs aren't expensive unless you buy them. But for someone who's selling drugs, it's not expensive. Drugs are not expensive. That's why people deal drugs, because it's the margins are so high. Anyway, so even after getting the drug test, she can't accept that this happened. She just can't accept it. She's like, this you're crazy. Even when there's drug tests, even when we went to a lab to get the drug test, she's like, I can't accept it. She doesn't say that, but she just can't accept it. So I'm sort of so, and then you encounter that, right? This is the white coffee talking, guys. You encounter that, and what are you gonna do? You don't even know. For a while, I was like, is my wife in on it? Is she gaslighting me? But no, it's just she can't accept it. She can't accept that people are bad, that her friends are bad people. It was a girl. It was a girl. I don't want to tell you who she is because she's still, in the community. These people run, nonprofits. That's what I was wondering, Dolo, but she's not. She just can't accept it. These people are running, community organizations, giving out food to everyone. And I'm like, okay, you guys are definitely putting drugs into the food. Definitely. But I'm not gonna. You guys got your own system going on. I get it. I get it. You guys got stuff that you need to do, and you've been doing it for hundreds of years this way. I'm an immigrant. It's not my place to tell you guys how to do things. It's a good attitude, I think, to have. We're all immigrants. It's not my place to tell you how to do things, guys. You guys keep on doing it that way. The cops are doing it that way. I call it a testing. Testing. The Tesses. Like Tess is the D'Urbervilles. You guys remember that book? It's a testing. They have to sting you. They got to figure out who's good and who's bad. That's why they're doing it. And they want to build community. We're all immigrants. Are we? 3 pounds peaberry. Not gonna really give you a deal on that. I can only do 3 pounds of peaberry for $160. So if you want 3 pounds of peaberry, it is a deal for $160, but it's not a deal. It's expensive. Peaberry coffee is really expensive. Peaberry is a coffee that occurs at the tips of the trees, and never know. Sometimes might mess it up, right? I might put it on a $1 start, and then you can really grab it. So peaberry happens at the tips of the trees. It takes 100 pounds of our coffee to produce 1 pound of peaberry. So it's rare. We don't typically, I've been able to get it, but I have to pay top dollar to get these green beans. So it's not even easy to get. And So when I can get it, I try to get it, but it's expensive. So we're taking 100 pounds. For every 100, there's a screen that removes the pea berry out of the regular coffee, and it takes 100 pounds. You have to screen through 100 pounds to produce 1 pound of pea berry. So a lot of farms don't even remove their pea berry. A lot of farms don't remove their pea berry from the coffee. It's a lot of work, and like a single farm, you might get 10 pounds of pea berry in a year. So we're getting the pea berry from a co-op that mills maybe 100,000 pounds in a year, and even they are constantly running out of pea berry. So they don't even sell pea berry. They only sell pea berry to me now, and there's one other guy that they'll sell the pea berry to. So it's kind of like a perk. They used to not sell the pea berry to me. So I'm like, I'm moving up in the world. Moving up in the world. Now they'll sell me the pea berry. It's kind of a funny industry, you know. So that's my 3 pounds of pea berry there. Uh, Good stuff. Remove that from my shop so I don't mess up. We got 8 ounce of the natural light. This is interesting. So we talked about natural coffee, right? Natural coffee is coffee. It's kind of like selling drugs, actually. Yeah. Like they only, right? They're not going to sell you the drugs unless they know you. You got to be, you can't just moving up. Right now I'm at the distributor level. Now they're showing me these new drugs that they have, they're not just selling me the same old stuff. They're like they want to be friends, but not really. Natural light. Is it kind of beery? Now it's raining. The natural light estate is dried in its fruit skin, just like the dark estate. It's very fruity. So if you like the fruitiness in coffee, this is the one, and it'll give you a really strong buzz. So the lateral light is fruity. If you like the fruitiness in coffee, you get a lot of fruitiness in this, and then it's going to be very strong, right? The It gives you almost as strong a buzz as your white coffee, but it has more taste. It tastes more like the medium Hawaiian. So you get more roastiness, you get kind of a chocolatey flavor, and what's this gonna go on flash sale? 27. That's not a great flash sale. I'll have it on flash sale there for 27. It's okay. And I'll run a $1 start on a few of these. So this is an 8 ounce bag. It's an estate grade of coffee. It is more rare. Most people don't do a natural coffee for the reason that people don't like the fruitiness in coffee oftentimes. It's more of a specialty taste. People are more used to that chocolatey flavor, but this gives you a fruitier flavor, almost like a wine, very fruity and pretty strong. This is a estate grade coffee. So estate coffee usually cheapest you're ever going to find estate is 40 bucks a pound. And that's probably old, or there's a few farmers that are selling it direct. They just don't have much marketing, kind of like me. So you might find a few really good deals out there, or you might be getting old coffee. Then um, usually, your established brands will be selling estate coffee for 70, 60, 70 bucks a pound. And that's kind of more average. I'll do one more of these. 15 is way too low. So this is my last natural light if you guys want it. And the natural light is strong too. So if you like a buzz in your coffee, this will give you a really strong buzz. Just get you flying. Even our light coffees are loaded with that trigonylene, which is loaded with antioxidants. Great for a cold brew. If you guys want a cold brew coffee that is fruity and sweet, almost like a tea, this one does really well. Wow, 13 bucks. I gotta stop running these $1 starts. You guys don't want to buy this coffee. All right, so if you guys are just joining us again, I drank that white coffee. My right side's like clicking and feeling kind of good. This takes forever. I'm still entering in all the shipping tra- tracking numbers one by one. Still doing it, but it keeps me more focused, right? Normally by now I'd be complaining about my wife and yelling about Freemasons and talking about aliens, but nope. I'm just focused on the coffee. People who talk about that stuff, they got too much time on their hands. They need to be manually entering. And with AI, it's going to be there's going to just be so much time that everyone's going to be getting into conspiracy theories instead of manually entering stuff into Excel. You're just going to be thinking about conspiracies all the time. Or the Pope. I love the Pope. The Pope, did you see on the Pope's LinkedIn page? He can't help. Did you see on the Pope's on the Pope's LinkedIn page? He was saying, we're saying the Pope should become the president of America. If he ran for office, he'd qualify, right? And the Pope then responded. He said, "I still love America." So I think he's thinking about it. I think if we just manifest it, if we keep on talking about it, I think it'll do because it'll be the Pope versus the Antichrist, JD Vance, because the JD Vance killed the last Pope, so it'd be a rematch. That'd be exciting. It's already pro wrestling. Once now that Donald Trump reality TV has taken over politics, we got to get the Pope in on it because like a regular person isn't going to be able to win the presidency. It's either got to be like the Pope or a UFC fighter, or a WWF wrestler, or who else could be like Donald Trump. I don't know. The guy who killed Osama bin Laden. You got to be a superstar now. Matthew McConaughey, maybe he needs to run for president. Just someone with name recognition, right? We got it only because now you can't just be a regular person and run for office. You gotta be the Pope. The Pope has a really good chance. I don't even know his name, but I think imagine seeing on the ballot Pope Leo versus JD Vance. Pope Leo would be obviously running as a Democrat. Obviously. I would vote for the Pope. I would, and I promise I'm never voting again. Here's a bag of the dark Hawaiian guys, 2-ounce sampler. You can't vote for me. You can't vote for me. JD, all he had to do, he showed up. He was the last person the Pope saw. And I guess he just whatever he said to the Pope, he pissed him off so bad that that night the Pope died. It was his aura. He didn't have to do anything. All he had to do was shake the Pope's hand and it was done. Maybe he carried some weird disease with him. I don't know. But I mean, he's the Antichrist. There's no clearer sign than that. Like you show up and the Pope dies. Like he's got powers. We need to vote for JD Vance. He's got powers. He's got spiritual powers we don't understand. If it's not the Pope, it's got to be JD Vance. What are we gonna go for AOC? Is that who we're gonna vote for? What has she done? That hasn't killed the Pope. She hasn't killed the Pope. We need someone with spiritual powers, like JD Vance. And his mentor. That's what I'm saying, doggone. Why do all these politicians who are America first, why are they all married to immigrants? Maybe they don't love America. When I said that, all of these people said, "This guy's racist." I was like, I just love saying racist things. It's just funny to me. But they all started, all these guys were like, "This guy's racist. He's the most racist person I've ever met." And I was like, "All right, I don't want to get involved with this. I was just making a joke. I get it. I know why. they're all married to immigrant wives. I wish I had married an immigrant wife. Because then I wouldn't have to do anything. Then they'd be doing the laundry, making the money. I could just relax. But no, I'm driving all over the place, dropping the dog off at doggy daycare, dropping off my daughter at daycare, picking my daughter up, spending the rest of the day. Then my wife's like, I need a break from our daughter. I'm like, you got 10 hours in a day. So I know why, guys. I understand. But that doesn't make it any better. I get it. I'm not stupid. They're like, if you work harder, you'll get an American as a wife. I was like, I work too hard. I shouldn't have, I should have been like you guys and not worked that hard, because then I could have married an immigrant. I could have married a nice Chinese girl. Do all the dishes and do all my laundry. I get it. I know why they didn't marry. I know why they married immigrants. um she married it. She did. Yep, I'm her immigrant wife. I do all the work. See? I'm the immigrant wife. I'm the trophy wife. I am. So that's my place now. I could have been a scientist. I could have been a professor, but I'm a trophy wife. I married young. I married rich. It's not worth it, guys. Girls, not worth it. Go live your life. You don't want to be the trophy wife. It's degrading. It's degrading. I should have married a nice Chinese girl. But no. I should have. Environmental engineer, Sandon. I'm arm candy. I almost had a PhD, but I quit because my wife paid for this political campaign, which destroyed my life and made her. I don't want to talk about it. Those politics is no good. It's a waste of money. I'm the arm candy. I always say I used to think feminists had a conspiracy against me because they always treat me really weird. But now I realize that I'm actually just really pretty. Just like I used to think physicists had a conspiracy against me, but actually they're just stupid. But, it's really easy to get confused. Really easy. Because, feminists always like whisper things to me. And I was like, oh, are the feminists just all like in a gang where they talk to each other? They target me because they think I'm a bad person. But then I realized they're actually not coordinated. It's just that I'm pretty. Yeah. It sucks to be pretty, guys. All right. What are we doing? I think I lost the narrative. The white coffee kicked in. I'm all done entering in your orders. If you guys want a 12-ounce bag of the medium Hawaiian coffee, I got it rough. Pretty boy Ed, that's me. Yep. The big dogs, they want to, all the big guys, they all hold the door for me. They want to buy me dinner. I don't know what's going on. I used to just take it, but like not like that, but and then you got the gays. They all love me too. It's hard because when they'll love you at first, but when you don't give them what they want, then they make up all sorts of reasons why you're a bad person, you're arrogant, just on and on and on. So I went to jail once surfing the cosmos, and two black guys fought over me. They fought to defend me. They did. They had a fight, and the cops had to separate them. They had to take them out and put them in their own jail cells. so, so, but I think I'd be okay in jail. Honestly, I think I think I'd be okay. They both lost because they both got separated. They both had to leave the cell, and I got left in there all by myself, all by my lonely self, lonesome self. All because, because I got in there and I was sitting on the bench, right? And the other guy who was in there with me, I don't know what he was in there for, but he was sitting on another bench, and then this other crackhead, literally a crackhead who got busted with a crack pipe, he came in and he asked me to if he could sit on the bench and lie down. I was like, sure, I'm Asian, I'll just sit Indian style on the floor. And then the first guy, this was in Brooklyn, and then the first guy was like got up and he got real pissed off. He's like, "You don't treat a brother like that, you don't ask." He was sitting there. And the guy's like, "What? What the fuck? He said he'd let me lay down." And they started fighting. And the cops had to come in and separate them. And I was like, "Hey guys, you don't need to fight. I'm happy sitting on the ground here. I'm practicing my meditation. It's all good." But they started going at it, and the cops had to come in and break them up. And what's going on here? So, but I think I'd be okay in jail because like criminals also really love me. I don't know what it is. Like I've been friends with like multiple people who I think have killed people, and they all love me. They love me. They're like, "Oh, Ed, you're so I don't know what it is, but they love me. They love me. I think it's because I'm so accepting. Multiple people who are like murderers. They all love me too. That becomes a problem, right? That becomes a problem for the politicians because they need those people. You can't kill someone if everyone who kills people loves you, because then everyone else, all they can do is give you drugs. So that's the way, you know. So I think I do okay in jail. I do. I think people just meet me and they just want to be friends. I can show them the Bible. I can show them the Bible codes. Criminals love that. I could show them the Bible code. I could teach them about Islam. I think I do really good in jail. I've been saying that for a long time, and I don't do drugs anymore, so like I wouldn't be all withdrawing. I can teach them about Jesus. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go to jail. I'm ready to go to prison. I've been practicing. I don't do drugs, so I'm not going to be all withdrawing from drugs. That was my only fear. For a long time, I was afraid. I was like, if I'm doing these benzos and I go to jail, what am I going to do? That was like my biggest fear. Is like, but but now I don't. I'm not on benzos, so like I'm ready. I'm ready for jail, for prison, not just jail, prison. I'm ready. I'm ready. But she needs me. Yeah, I don't want to go to prison. But if I'm there, I got a lot in common with Eminem. That's right. Eminem and me. He's a great dad, right? You see how his daughter came out? I think he's actually a great dad. So he gave it all up for his daughter. That's what he did. His ex-wife, terrible, crazy, right? I'm not going back. I'm going first. I'm just I'm trying to I don't want to go to prison. No one has any reason to send me to prison. They've tried, right? It's a whole it's a game that the community plays. It's a I hate to say it's like a lynching. It starts and I've got the lynching. This is my ed talk. I've got lynching, and I hope using that term is obviously racially charged, but I got lynching down to a science. I can get you lynched. Like you start out, and I shouldn't be telling you guys this, but you start out, you plant a white girl into whoever you want to lynch, and it works for everybody. A young white girl, you plant them, and you get them telling your subs, or then you're gonna get involved, and then you're gonna and then they're unstable. And then you got to throw in the drugs and the alcohol, and you drug the water, you drug the alcohol, and now everyone's now you see everyone's true character. And then you got to throw in murderers in there, criminals, drug dealers. You get the whole gang together, and it becomes this community. So that's how you get someone lynched. And then you get the target, you drop in the white girl, you drop in the alcohol and the drugs, and then someone's gonna get lynched. And the big problem is if they lynch the wrong, if they send, if you don't get lynched, right? If you don't get, you're the target and they don't go out and it turns out you're a good guy, then all those people who were trying to set you up, they're going to turn on the person that sent them. And that's what we're seeing today. Yeah, and then so I have this theory that war is just a series of failed lynchings, and now all those people who are involved in that, they need someone, they need to blame someone, and so they're trying to blame the person, often a politician who sent them or whatever it is, or now they're blaming that guy, and that guy has to find someone else, and then eventually it just becomes this huge shit show. And it all started because they tried to lynch the wrong person. So it works though. Like you could do it. You can, you gotta have the media, you gotta have the, so social media is very tricky because so you know you've been used as the bait. You've been used. It's not being any part of that process, it's no good. And so everyone walks away from that really upset, and they want to go after the person that tricked them. So it's rough out there. It's rough out there. And you don't, all these, you see people in the street protesting, they're getting violent, you see the cops getting violent, it's all because someone put drugs in their water. They want it to happen, right? They want you to be on, they wanted the community to explode, and it's easy to do. It's not hard, especially because we live in this society where you're not allowed to do drugs. I think that's what saved me is, as a youth, I did so much drugs that when I get on drugs, I'm like, oh, this is, I'm not feeling any different. This just feels like high school. So that, the only person that could really get me unstable is my wife. But I learned. She was probably, we got no comments here. What happened? No comments. No comments. I screwed up. I screwed up the show, guys. I shouldn't have done that. Here's a bag of medium Kona. Here's a bag of medium Kona steak. And so it becomes back to coffee. It gets on higher and higher scales, right? Because you got 50 people now who were trying to get me, and now they're turning on the local politician who got kicked off out of office, by the way, and now they're turning on him, and he's like, "Well, we got to turn you guys to someone else." So now it's just like constant redirecting this mob that's formed around their guilt, and then it gets bigger and bigger because every time you turn them on someone else, now it's a bad target, and then now it's 50 more people are involved, and exponential growth, and now the whole country is up in arms and everyone needs a target, and you send them over to the Middle East, or you turn them on a random country, whichever kind, turn them on Russia or someone else, and now they're fighting. You guys want turmeric flowers, here we go. And it's all because they picked the wrong person to begin with. It was corrupt, and everyone realizes, oh, that was actually corrupt. We're not doing the good, because everyone wants to do the good, right? They're trying to help. All those people involved in that stuff, they're trying to help. They're trying to do the right thing because they're guilty. They want to purge their own guilt. That's right. I think this war is actually the empire versus the republic, because Trump was elected by the people, whereas before it was the deep state. And I think the deep state controls Iran, controls everything. So now Iran is actually the US empire crushing the US Republic, being like, you can't beat us. Because Iran got all his money from Obama, right? So they're actually representing the USA empire. versus the USA Republic, and it's a civil war. You know, the last 20 years we've been hearing a lot about the Civil War, but when you have an empire, civil wars play out in foreign fights. So it's like, you know, Team Trump is fighting Team Obama right now, and they're actually both part of the USA. They're both FBI informants. You guys remember during the Vietnam War? People would go to a peace, you know, rally or a peace activist, and every single person in the room was actually an FBI informant, and they'd end up just informing on each other. I think that's actually the reality of the world is everyone is already working for some faction of America, and when they're fighting each other, they're actually both being supported by someone here, and they're actually representing. Who is the attorney general? I don't even know who that is. I don't pay attention anymore. I don't pay attention anymore. Merrick Garland. I remember him. Golden Girls. So it's really just one faction versus the other faction. And we all suffer. All right. What are we doing next? See, I drank that white coffee and now I'm off the hook. Here's an 8-ounce bag of that white coffee. It just makes you off the hook. It takes away your inhibitions. You start talking about stuff you shouldn't talk about, but it's fun. It feels like you're on meth a little bit. But you gotta be careful when you're on the white coffee. Like when I first started the white coffee, I kicked off my LinkedIn. My TikTok account got suspended. No more e-commerce on my TikTok. So this is the stuff, guys. If you wanna just go off on, although if you can moderate it, you know, you can actually focus and clean the house and, you know, do some better stuff. What are we doing? Do we have any more ginger tea? Maybe in November, Flap Caliph. Right now, ginger is out of season here, so we do not have ginger tea here. No ginger tea. All right, guys. I saw you ordered the turmeric. The turmeric tea we definitely have. Doggone, I just refunded you. You saw 2, 3 car crashes. It's happening to you too, Viegas. You know, for a long time, everywhere I went, there would be a car accident in front of like where I was staying. It's kind of crazy, like big car accidents. So that always reminds me of the truth of the world. I might probably November we'll have some ginger tea, not too much of it. I hope I'm getting to a point where maybe I can produce it, but all right, so that's my white coffee there. Um maybe some of you guys might be scared of the white coffee now. And here's some more white coffee. Why don't I do a $1 start on that next? I did get all your postages printed. That's exciting. Yeah, I told you guys when so it got to a point where they actually sent CPS to take away our child. They were monitoring us, me and my wife. They were monitoring us for like a year, where CPS had a social worker coming into our house every single day. And for me, I mean, I'm like, this is crazy. I'm Columbia educated. I don't throw hands. I'm not a poor person. You're sending CPS into my home. I thought that was crazy. I thought that was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, you guys are so far below me, and you're sending CPS into my home. That was my attitude. And then I was right. The social worker got into a car accident. Her husband left her. Her daughter like ran away. All this crazy stuff. And so you shouldn't mess with that, guys. You got to know your place in the hierarchy of the empire. You don't send CPS. That's for poor people. Come on, guys. The wrong level of government. Wrong level of government. But they tried. They tried to use the local government against me, and they ran into big problems. The mayor lost his election. The other mayor's wife committed suicide. The social worker got into a car accident from her own daughter's friend. Smashed into her like 55 miles an hour at an intersection. Yeah, I know. I know. So that's why you have the feds, because only the feds have enough protection to try to mess with someone like me, I guess. An alien. I've got a whole 3 pounds of Hawaiian dark. It's 3 pounds of Hawaiian dark I do for 75. But I understand now. Like, if you're poor and the government comes after you, they try to mess up your life. Like, we had one social worker who gave us a turkey, and there was MDMA in the turkey. They lost their funding. They came from Catholic charities, and they lost their funding. But like, they were sure I was like beating my wife. I'm like, I'm not that kind of Asian. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not that kind of Asian. The fact that you can even think that, like, what is going on? What is going on in the world? What is happening in this world that they don't get it? Like, how did that happen? When did this happen? I think there was a revolution in this country in 2014. That's what I think happened. And so you got all these people who actually don't know how things work in power now. And they're messing it up. They don't understand that America is an alien country. It's an alien hybrid country. And you can't, the aliens do things to people who interfere with the work. I'm actually out of stock. Let me just restock my Whew, this white coffee, guys. This white coffee. How many of you guys knew America was an alien country? A country populated by hybridized aliens who have protection from the spaceships from the democracy. How many of you guys knew that? I bet you didn't know that. Because it's not like they tell you. They kind of tell you, right? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this 3 pounder up here. I'm just looking for it. They kind of tell you. It's almost like X-Men. You know how X-Men, it was the democracy versus the mutants? It's kind of like that, but the mutants have spaceships. But it's rough. It's rough for poor people. I have a lot of sympathy for that. Like the local government comes in and tries to disrupt your lives. Like they don't quit. Like, they're just sure. They really want to help. And it's just like they're just sure that you're an alcoholic beating your wife. They're like 100% sure. They can't believe anyone isn't beating their wife, I think it's so it's like if you get targeted, like they're gonna take away your kids and give them to other poor people. Like, what are they doing? What are you guys doing? Like, what are you guys doing? You screwed up. Screwed up big time. All right. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. All right, here we go. Dark. 3 pounds of the dark if you're still here. If you're still here, I mean like aliens from the moon. But yeah, we are all aliens. Trump had a revolution and now he's screwing it up. Here's 3 pounds of the dark. But it's okay. What do you do next? And then you wanted 1 full pound of the white, right? The fancy white. Here, I'll do a pound. I can't do it for very cheap, but I can do a pound for 58. So you're saving like $8 if you bought them versus if you bought them in 8 ounces. Like I'm pretty sure America is a theocracy, a lot like Tibet, where they like the government is looking for the alien hybrids and they look for people from when you're a very young age. And that's why you have the pedophile system. The pedophiles are actually there to help identify the alien hybrids, but they just can't control themselves. So when they find, it's like, how in the Bible, how they had the people, was it the giants who reproduced with the angels? No, it's the humans who reproduced with the angels and they produced giants, right? And so I think it's the same thing. So the pedophiles, when they find an angel, they want to reproduce with them instead of identifying them and serving them. They want to reproduce with them. And so that's where this whole pedophile thing happened. Because yes, it's the same thing as the ultra white. If you want a pound of the ultra white Hawaiian, the ultra white is the same as the white. We're that was just a designation because it was a little bit lighter, but now they're all ultra white. The fancy white is the nicer stuff. If you want 3 pounds of the Hawaiian white, which is going to give you that same effect, which is what I'm on right now. So I warned you guys. I warned you guys. Don't say I didn't warn you guys. I gotta have an explicit lyrics on here. This is 3 pounds of the Hawaiian white, which is the ultra white that we were selling before. It was because we were still trying to dial in the white roast back then. And now this is what I just drank, which is making me crazy. Making me tell you guys about how I think America is a theocracy. Yeah, this is nutty. It makes you nutty. And how the government is there to identify who the alien hybrids are, but they use pedophiles to do it because they tracked them from a very young age. And now the pedophiles, when they find an alien, they can't control themselves. It's like when the humans reproduce with the angels, they can't, so they're sinners, and that's just what's happening. That's what's really happening. And then every time you get too close, every time the general population gets too close to finding out about the pedophiles abusing the angels, they start a war so that the 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 big dogs, instead of going around killing the pedophiles, they go to another country and kill Middle Easterners. So that's the game. Last time this happened was around 9/11. People were starting to get close, and they're like, we need to send all these big dogs into the Middle East, otherwise they're going to be hunting the pedophiles here. So when now all the veterans came back and the whole pedophile thing happened again, they're like, This is too risky. These people, we got to send them off. We got to send them off. They're getting too close. So every time you guys talk about pedophiles, the war gets bigger. That's just how it works. It's a science. I've I've documented it. It's a science. So it's a shit show. You know, the democracy will do what the democracy will do. It's not part of my realm. Every That was the mistake I made, was I got involved with the democracy and I was punished. So I'm not allowed to get involved. It's like how I'm not allowed to get involved with democracy. And that's why they start wars in foreign countries, so that, you know, if you guys get ready to do that, then they send you off somewhere else. And it's because, what was that Bible story where they're reproducing with the angels? Here, let's talk about the Bible. This is what happens. I'm like that guy. Do you guys hear in the news that guy in Maui who killed some guy with a bucket? Because and then he starts screaming about Jesus, and he killed the guy with the bucket. That's like me. Ed is legend. Yeah, it happened, I think, yesterday. Some dude. I was like, oh, that's like me. And every time I start yelling about Jesus, and I bet people think I'm gonna get violent after that, because everyone that starts screaming about Jesus out of nowhere, they start going off the deep end. Yep, that's he's he's taking the eye off the ball. There was that one theory that Trump was actually an FBI informant. That's like the best it can be, right? And so he secretly infiltrated. He was doing it for the government. He wanted to know what was going on, and that's why they made him the president. Because he was actually fighting. I don't know if that's true anymore either. That was in Genesis, right? We're still in Genesis. Hebrews. Genesis 18:19, right? So the pedophiles trying to find the angels, but then when they find them, they can't help themselves. They can't. So instead of facilitating them to become the stewards of the theocracy, they try to rape them instead, and then that's why America's going down. That's why things are going down, because they're sinners. They didn't do their jobs. All right. Anyone else want anything? Anyone else need some coffee? Now that you know the truth? Now that you know the truth. And that's why no one in the government can pay attention to poverty and economic policy and, economic inequality. They can't pay attention, because once you realize, oh, we're actually a theocracy, and it's this way because the pedophiles didn't take the angels and put them into power. They tried to rape them instead. There's nothing we can do. This is just God's work. They're punishing us. And so you're like, oh, well, I guess I can't do anything about it. And the corrupt people, they play off of that. They're like, the reason it's like this isn't because of interest rates. It's actually because the pedophiles tried to rape the angels, and now God's punishing us. So, we should lower taxes. And so if you're like an uncorrupt person, the government, like, well, I guess, what do I know? When I came into this thing, I thought, you know, it was because of the taxes were too low and the corporations are stealing our money, but actually it's because the pedophiles raped the angels and now God's punishing us. So I don't really know if I should be fighting corruption anymore. because maybe that's just God punishing us, and the aliens are punishing us. So I guess lowering taxes is fine, even if it makes everyone, increases economic inequality. And we got to get rid of, and inflation is just God punishing us. Like, what, we can't do anything about God. That's why the government's all messed up, because it's tricky, right? The corrupt people, they know about the theocracy, and they can use that. So no one can concentrate. No one can concentrate. And the only time, exactly, Crystal, the only time you can concentrate is when you have a war. And then everyone gets focused for like a few years, like, oh shit, we got a war. We got to stay focused. We got to stop thinking about all this other stuff. And then everyone gets focused. And you have this short period of prosperity where everyone's like, oh, we gotta do the work. We gotta do some real work. We gotta stop thinking that it's just God punishing us. But then inevitably, the aliens come out, and now everyone sees the aliens. Like, oh shit! Because during the war, the aliens come out, right? You guys didn't know that? That's what happens during the war. During the war, the aliens come out. They make the side that they like better win, and they blow up your ships, and they do things that you can't explain. And the aliens come out, and then now you were focused, but now you can't stop thinking about aliens again, and then the cycle repeats. It's like Stephen King's It. It's like Stephen King's It, right? Every generation, the clown comes back, and that's what's really happening. It's really hard to focus. Really hard to raise taxes and pay off the debt when you start thinking that it's because God punished you for trying to rape the angels. So now you know why. Now you know why it's like this. I hope I helped you guys understand. Anyone want 3 pounds of medium coffee? 3 pounds of medium, 3 pounds of white coffee. Anyone want 3 pounds of white coffee here? It'll help you stay focused on what's important. It's the clown. It's 1 3 pound bag. 1 3 pound bag. Yeah, that's the clown. Every generation, the clown has to come back and scare you and take the kids, because otherwise you can't believe it, right? There's no way you'd believe that this is really what's happening. Like, it sounds ridiculous. Ridiculous. There's no way you'd believe it. Even if you saw it, you still can't believe it. Exactly, the aliens. Or the aliens have psychic, right? The aliens use schizophrenics. You know that movie Elysium, where they have agents on the planet. Those are schizophrenics, and the schizophrenics, one of the best tactics schizophrenics and meth heads have is they clog your toilets. There's nothing like a clogged toilet, right? And now, so that's something that the aliens did too, is they clog your toilets with schizophrenics who have bad digestion. And um and so that's like a UFO type thing. Schizophrenics, UFOs, and meth heads. They are the agents of the theocracy, of the alien theocracy. So they're there to protect me from CPS. And also children. They can get, so a lot of times children will say weird shit to you. And I think that's what gets the pedophiles, is this: the children are like schizophrenics. They'll say really weird stuff to you. And if you don't know how it works, now you start thinking the children are in on it, right? And now, if they're in on it, then they're fair game. And I think that's how a lot of pedophiles fall into the trap. You guys want some cacao nibs? You guys want some cacao nibs? See, I can't when I start I didn't figure it out. I've been in it. This is just what I've observed from being in it and from talking to people, like NASA people. They all tell me everyone in NASA believes in aliens. So 12-ounce dark, totally. So it's in a way I pieced it together. I've pieced it together, and just being in it, being in the system, being one of the kids that they tracked. They were tracking me from very early age because I always got perfect scores on all my standardized tests since I was little. So like they've been following me. So I'm one of those people that they identified and they tried to abuse. And so I wouldn't even say I figured it out. It's just what I've experienced, the theocracy. And then I tried to join the government, the secret part of the government. I signed up for them and they did all this stuff. And so I've just been in it. What are we doing, guys? I forgot. This is the white coffee. You guys want some cacao? Pea berry, You guys want some pea berry? Yeah, I mean, the kids will say weird stuff to you. They'll say weird stuff to you. All right. Someone asked for something. 12-ounce bag and the pea berry. Let's do a 12-ounce bag of the dark Hawaiian. You guys want to do an auction? Let's do an auction. This will be the first auction you guys get to bid on after learning the truth. Here's 12 ounce. The first auction since learning the truth. So you guys can't concentrate. It's too hard. You're not sure if you should bid on it. Now you're wondering if God wants you to bid on it, if the aliens will approve, and the money. You don't even know. Now you just got shot in the head. You're gonna be a little dizzy, right? You don't know what's mildly dizzy. I'm telling you, you start thinking about this stuff. It's like doing a math problem, and it's just keeping all the pieces together. You get. See, couldn't even get past $20. And I don't even care anymore because now I'm thinking about, does God want me to give you it? So it's like everything just becomes meaningless, and it's not a good way to. It's not a. That's why you need. I guess that's why a democracy is good, because you always have new people who don't know, couldn't even believe, probably think anyone saying this is crazy. So you always got to get new people coming into the government so that they can focus, because by the time you're in it for a long time, you can't. Numbers don't even have meaning anymore. You're not even trying to sell the coffee. You don't even mind if you starve. You just, because you're too wound up to even want to eat. And you resent everyone else who says, want all the ignorant people who think you're crazy, right? So you resent them. You want them to starve. And that's why things are like this. Here's 8 ounces of pea berry. 8 ounces of pea berry. Medium, I'll do an 8-ounce pea berry dark. I'm not gonna run these $1 starts because obviously we've been shot in the head today and no one can focus on bidding. No one can focus on bidding after listening to that. You don't know what to think. Is this guy, do I want to buy coffee from a crazy person? Is he just fucking with us? Do I want to buy coffee from someone gaslighting us? Now you have all sorts of questions, and your brain is depleted of glucose. You don't have enough brain power to focus on even bidding for an auction. So, or you could be like my wife and you just focus on what's in front of you. Focus on keeping the house clean, obsessively keeping the house clean. Because you don't want to be thinking about this stuff. No one wants to be thinking about this stuff. All right, how about I just run each of my items? I'll do a pound of white fancy for 55. You don't want me. Someone said no. No one wants to be bidding on this stuff. too much. Why didn't you paid 60? Well, no one's gonna bid on it. I'm sorry that happened. All right, we'll keep it at 60. I'm just gonna remove it from the show. No one's gonna get it. Here's a 2-ounce bag for 10. You know, Rumpy, I had a dream. Someone named Rumpy was in my dream, and somehow is related to like you were like painted on like a, a an Air Force jet or something like that. And it was like Rumpy, and Rumpy had this secret was a secret symbol for something regarding operating a plane. I don't know. All right, we got a dark Hawaiian coffee. I'm just gonna wrap this show up. I think I told you guys too much. Yeah. A lot of times I tell people it's a secret because if I told you, you would either get hostile or you would think I'm crazy. So it's for my own protection. That's why I don't tell you. It's not a secret because it's a secret. It's a secret because if I told you, you're going to think I'm crazy. You know, local people, when they think you're crazy, they steal from you because the cops, they don't want to help a crazy person, right? They're just be like, oh, you're crazy. They wouldn't steal from you. They're like my wife. And so you start telling people about aliens. Now the cops don't want to help you if people steal from you, become a target. Now you're crazy too. And so you're probably getting stuff stolen from your house. People rearrange things in your house and you can't tell anyone about it because cops aren't going to help you. They don't want to help. They're like my wife. You know, they're in the CPS level. So they don't believe anything. They don't no one tells them anything. They don't know what's going on. So you don't want people. So the only protection I have now is the bad juju. Now I have a reputation. I told you guys how somebody stole a radioactive cobalt from me, and I don't know what happened to them, but I think they got sick. And since then, everyone returns everything. No one steals anything from me. You don't want to steal from me because you might just steal something that's going to kill you. I keep that stuff lying around. So no one steals from me. It works. You guys should keep a radioactive cobalt coin with your other coins. And if someone steals from you, they're going to die from gamma radiation. And then everyone's never going to steal from you again. They think you're a ghost. But that's not but that's just the easy way to do it. You can buy radioactive coins off the internet. So for you guys who collect coins, keep a radioactive coin in a lead case and keep that with the rest of your coins, or keep it where it's the easiest thing to steal. And someone's going to steal it and they're going to die. And then no one's ever going to steal from you again. Because thieves, they're part of a society. You know, they talk to each other. It's a community. And when one of them finds out that they died, they're not going to steal from you anymore. They're superstitious people. They're going to know who has the bad juju. And it's a great way. Great way. I didn't even do it on purpose. That's the funny thing. Because I bought this radioactive coin because I was working on a nuclear battery, the idea that I had. So I bought this radioactive cobalt off the internet. And then I didn't want to touch it because I was like, oh shit, this thing's a gamma radiation. This was many years ago. So I actually never touched it. I never used it because I was like, this thing's warm. I don't want to fuck with this thing. And so I left it at the drying deck, and then I couldn't find it, and someone stole it. And then after that, I remember, all these people were getting sick, and then no one ever stole from me again. I didn't do it on purpose. Everything I do is by mistake. I don't plan anything. You can see by how I run my auctions. Everything I do is my mistake. All right, guys. I hope you guys had fun today. I hope I was entertaining. I only want to entertain you guys. That's my job, right? So I hope you guys had fun. I hope that it was an entertaining show for you guys. I hope you learned something about the aliens. I keep, if I ever have cash, I just buy green coffee. I don't buy coins. I just buy green coffee and sit on it. Let me run each of my items. I got a bag of extra dark, $40 pounds here. 8-ounce bag of extra dark here. And thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. That must have been a fun show for you driving. That would have been a great show driving it. Do I buy other farmer certificates? It's funny. I use up the green coffee too quickly. So I don't sit on it. I just buy it and I roast it and I sell it back to you guys. Here's a bag of dark Hawaiian just roasted Saturday. Green coffee will stay good for up to a year. So, but yeah, I like drop the prices and I'll just try to move it really fast. And then, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Hope you guys have a great day. To the theocracy. Who should we raid? To the theocracy. Oh, jerky.com. These are the guys. This is the jerky.